Hello YouTubers, Adam Guy here from A Guy Studios and welcome to another one of my videos. In this video I'm going to be doing a review, obviously what you can see in front of us, which is the Logitech G29 steering wheel and pedals with optional shifter. I got this for Christmas, so I've not had it too long now. And I love it. I can't get off of it. I'm a massive fan of Formula 1 and sort of racing games. So for me, obviously, the next step was to get a steering wheel. So this is the one I selected. It was a nice little present from my parents, I must admit. So yeah, ever since I've got it, I can't get off of it. So I thought, right, let's do a review and show some of you guys what it's about and what it can do. In case anyone's thinking on getting one themselves, you know, any of you hardcore racers that think, yeah, I want to step it up the next notch. And obviously the next step from obviously pad racing is steering wheel. So yeah, I've been playing Formula 1 for years. I've normally been a traditional pad user. This is the first time that I've transitioned over to the wheel. And yeah, I find it so much better, so much better. I wouldn't say I'm faster, but that's because I'm getting used to it still, but I certainly have a lot more fun. I feel I'm involved in the races a hell of a lot more. You know, when you have those close wheel-to-wheel battles, it certainly makes it feel a little bit more realistic, knowing that you're in more control of the car, I'd say. Obviously, I do drive with no assist as well, so you know, trying to get an F1 car around a track for the first time with a steering wheel was a challenge. I think it took me around 20 laps before I could even keep the car on the track with this thing. So yeah, but anyway, enough about me and my Formula 1. Let's get into the actual steering wheel itself. So I am recording this on my phone, so I'm trying to do the best I can for you guys. So just zooming in, have a quick look at the actual steering wheel itself. I don't know if you can see there. But the buttons that it has on it, it has obviously an L2, an L3, R2 and R3 buttons. Obviously the other buttons are classed as your triggers, I believe, your paddles, which are these things here. It has obviously force feedback. I believe it has 900-degree rotation as well, which is obviously for real cars if you're playing games like Assetto Corsa, Project Cars, obviously the new Gran Turismo that's just been released, which I'm going to be waiting to get on. This is going to be awesome. Obviously it has your traditional X, circle, triangle and square buttons. This little adjuster knob here, which you can turn, I don't know if you can see, which I have that to actually adjust my fuel setting on my car. So when I'm racing, obviously those that play F1 know you can have the car set from lean, standard to rich. So that's basically how I transist. So obviously it starts on standard. If I want to move it to lean, I'll just turn it once to the left and again to the right to move it back. My other arrows here I have set up for my brake bias, so obviously more or less self-explanatory. Obviously your buttons down here are more of your traditional share, options and PlayStation button. Now those that own a PlayStation, I don't need to explain those. So yeah, the wheel itself has a fair few buttons that obviously are all programmable. You can change. Also as well, another nice little feature I like is the actual LED light here that comes up. So I don't know if I can try and rev the car. I believe the game's on. So if I rev the car, when it comes up to changing gear, oh, you can see the wheel there because I've actually crashed it. But you can see how the wheel works. Actually, that's a good demonstration of how it works. So let me just sort that out like that. So obviously you can see it's got the LEDs here that indicate when to change gear. I like the little blue thing on top here, obviously to your centre line of your wheel. That's very nice to have, gives it sort of a nice realistic racing effect. I also, we covered everything on the steering wheel, I believe so. Obviously, as you guys know, it has force feedback, so the wheel will fight when you go around corners. You'll feel the tension. Obviously, when you start going fast, the wheel will start to vibrate a little bit more, feel a little bit lighter on some points. It's really realistic, and it does give you a good feel to how you're racing. Obviously, people can have different settings set up, so you can have it with more force feedback or less, depending on what you like. I like my force feedback reasonably high because I want to feel the most realism I can, really. Moving along now to the shifter. Now there's not much to explain on the shifter except from it has 6 gears: first, second, third, fourth, oh, it's not screwed on tightly, fifth and also sixth. And it also has your push down, over all the way to the right and down for reverse as well, which I thought was a nice little touch. Like you have in most cars, you'd have to push the gear stick down. So obviously, yes, it's a full 6-speed shifter. I'll be honest with you, I don't use that much, because where I play Formula 1, a lot of the cars are obviously flappy paddled, but it is good fun when you play on the new Formula 1 with the classic cars. Also, when I play Assetto Corsa and Project Cars, I also use the stick as well. Now moving down from the stick to the pedals. Down here, as you can see, we have your 3 pedals, your accelerator, brake and clutch pedal. All of them have different pressures, so I don't know if you can see, the accelerator is quite light, the brake is actually really stiff, you've really got to press on that, and then the clutch itself is reasonably stiff and has quite a good spring back as well to it. That obviously adds to a lot more realism of the driving itself, because obviously you feel like you are actually pressing a different pedal. A lot of traditional steering wheel pedals obviously normally only come with 2, and a lot of those where the pedals were pretty much felt the same, whether you was accelerating or braking, and they didn't really feel like they were connected to anything. So obviously it's quite nice to have that different type of feel come through. The actual wheel itself now works on PS4, which I've got it running on over here, which is what I play my Formula 1 on, and also I can connect it down to my PC, which is what I use for Assetto Corsa and also Project Cars and also Truck Simulator. I forgot to get that one in there as well. This steering wheel works awesome on Truck Simulator. You know, driving down the M25 in a big Arctic lorry, tunes pumping out, it feels pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Bit sad, but pretty cool at the same time. So that's pretty much all the areas I can cover on it. I did get it in the sale, I believe, so I got it a little bit cheaper than it normally is. I believe it regions from around 250 to 300. I will say the gear stick is an optional extra. It doesn't come with the steering wheel and the pedals. The steering wheel and pedals come together, but the gear stick is an optional extra. But if there's going to be guys that are just playing sort of rally games, Formula 1 games, the gear stick's not that really needed. It's more if you're going to be looking at playing games as Gran Turismo, so of course, Project Cars, those sort of games where you will have the actual option of having a clutch and having the actual 6-speed shifter. Now, what I'm now going to do is just move on to some gameplay on Formula 1. I'm going to do a couple of laps around Bahrain, I believe, because it's my favourite track. And also I think it looks the prettiest. Now, unfortunately, I can't actually get a video of me driving and recording, so you're just going to have to take my word that it was me on the steering wheel on that one, because I'm going to have to record the gameplay directly from the PlayStation. So far, I hope you find the video good. You know, I hope this has maybe swayed some of you guys to get yourself one of these, get yourself into some racing, and obviously make it a little bit more challenging for yourselves, you know, make it a bit more fun and realistic as well. So I'm going to switch over now to some actual gameplay on some Formula 1, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoy these couple of laps coming up. So thank you very much for watching. Please remember to comment, rate and subscribe, and I hope to see you guys soon. So for me and this absolute beauty, have a good new year. I suppose it's the start of the new year, so have a good new year and enjoy these couple of laps, and I'll see you guys very soon.